Namaskar. Today it's April 11th, 2026. Each year, on March 14th, I begin a 100-day journey of returning
March 14th, I
of
begin
returning
a
to the essence of yoga towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga on June 21st. But this returning to the essence of yoga is not it's not as a ritual or aesthetics or as a performance, but as awareness. This is the Satvik Yogi path, a simple, non-religious, global way of living with clarity. Welcome to day 29 of Satvik Yogi path. Yesterday, on day 28, we practiced japa and bhāvanā, gentle repetition and soft contemplation. Today, in Yoga Sutra 1.29, that is the 29th Yoga Sutra of the first chapter, Samadhi Pad, Maharshi Patanjali tells us what begins to happen through the practice of japa and bhāvanā, repetition and contemplation. Let's find out. But first, let's recite the sutra. Tato pratyak chetana dhigamo prayantaraya bhavascha. Let's do this again. Tato pratyak chetana dhigamo prayantaraya bhavascha. Through this practice, clarity arises and obstacles begin to dissolve. Patanjali now explains the effect of yesterday's practice, japa and bhavana. When you repeat the sound with steadiness and hold its meaning softly in your awareness, two things begin to happen. One, inner clarity increases. You start to see yourself with more honesty and less noise. The clarity increases. Second, obstacles begin to dissolve, not by force, not by discipline, but by the natural settling of the mind. This is not magic. This is not belief. This is not ritual at all. This is simply the mind becoming clear because you are giving it a simple, steady rhythm. So, what is meant by obstacles? When Maharshi Patanjali says obstacles, he's not talking about sin or karma as in the Western world, famously called karma. The Sanskrit word is karm, or punishment. No, it is not. Maharshi Patanjali is not talking about sin, karma, or punishment as obstacles. Then what does he mean by obstacle? What is he talking about? He is talking about confusion, doubt, heaviness, distraction, lack of direction, emotional turbulence, the mind's constant movement. Constant movement. These soften when the mind becomes steady. Jap steadies. The gentle repetition steadies. Remember the analogy of yesterday's Yoga Sutra? The ripple in the water? And then bhavana illuminates. The softer contemplation illuminates. Remember the lamp in the quiet room, and you are letting the light fill the space and you're just experiencing it. That is the softer contemplation. And together they create clarity. Okay, so for analogy, let's use the early morning walk in the fog. Have you ever experienced that? Or have you experienced driving in a condition when you can't see clearly because it is all foggy? Okay, let me just break it down to you. Imagine walking early in the morning, early in the morning, when the air is filled with fog. You can still walk. It's not like you can't walk. You can still move, but you cannot see clearly. Can you? As the sun rises, the fog slowly lifts. Have you experienced that ever? Well, you did not push it away. You did not fight it, did you? No. You simply allowed clarity to appear. This sutra 1.29 is the same. When the mind becomes steady, the fog of confusion begins to lift and dissolve. A gentle, so gentle, right? Now, again, I would like to mention this that for many years I've watched yoga being presented as shapes, rituals, ceremonies, or trends, beautiful on the outside, but often missing the inner clarity. The Satvik Yogi Path is my way of offering a simple truth. When the mind becomes steady, the essence of yoga becomes visible again, not through force, not through belief, through awareness. So you may ask why this matters. Why this matters? This sutra tells us that clarity is a natural result of steady practice. Obstacles dissolve when the mind settles. Awareness grows when repetition and meaning come together. Inner direction becomes easier. The mind becomes a friend, not a struggle. So, what are we going to practice today? Before we get there, let me give a shout out to all of you who joined, and I am so thankful to all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, from my heart. So, today we practice soft repetition of Om. Jap. Gentle contemplation of its meaning. We notice clarity without forcing it, allowing obstacles to soften naturally and return to the quiet inner space. This is our practice. So let's start with our stillness practice. Yes, stillness practice. jap, the soft repetition. So in jap, remember the ripple in the water when you drop a pebble in the still water. So, our practice of jap will be the same. Your anchor, your navel, let the sound rise from the belly. Let it move through the chest. Oh. And soften at the lips the vibration. Mm. Are you ready? Let's do it. Oh. One more time. Oh. And the last. Oh. Just stay with the meaning, the clarity, the steadiness, your awareness, and just come back to your natural rhythm. And now we just practice observation. Observation, no judgment, no following the thoughts, nothing, just observation. So, what we would do for observation, you would just place your hand lightly onto your navel and you will notice if the mind feels slightly clearer. Okay, so you will notice, remember, notice, we are just noticing if the mind feels little bit clearer from when you begin. So we'll just notice, place one hand on your navel and just stay with your navel. All these thoughts that keep coming to your mind, we will just bring all our focus back to our navel and we are observing. Just observe, just notice if the mind, with the practice of japa and bhāvanā, that is repetition and contemplation, if the mind becomes steady, let's take 3 breaths and end our stillness practice of observation, of noticing. We breathe in and breathe out. I'll count to three for each inhalation and equal it with the same number of exhalation. Breathing in, two, three. Breathe out, two, three. Breathe in, two, three. Breathe out, two, three. Breathe in, two, three. Breathe out, two, three. And just observe, notice if our mind feels steady. And open your eyes. Well, we reached when it is the challenge time. So I have a challenge for you. Day 29 challenge. Today, you would pause once during the day, whole day, night, evening, afternoon, doesn't matter. You would pause for once and simply ask yourself, listen to this very carefully. This is the challenge. Today, you would pause for once during the day, the whole day, and simply ask yourself, is my mind clear or cloudy right now? Ask yourself. Just that's it. No judgment. No fixing, nothing. No fixing, no judgment. Just ask. Pause for once and ask, is my mind cloudy or clear? So just this. Because clarity begins with noticing. And remember, you're not judging, you're only asking. You're not fixing. You are just asking yourself, is my mind clear or cloudy? Clarity begins with noticing. Remember. Day 29 reminds us that when the mind becomes steady, clarity appears naturally. We meet again tomorrow. Until then, stay open, stay warm, and stay honest to your own story.